Hello, guys. How are you? Thank you for being here. Once again, we return to a theme. Hello, hello. Let me check. What are these classes for? Computer. Yes. So here it is. Once again, conspiracy theory. Again, I don't want to insult. I always use this word. I really have a need to say conspiracy theories. We need to apologize for. It's like a marking to a bunch of brave people that they are daring to tell some different thing that is outside of the box. So again, apology to that word, but yes, that's the term we hashtag the conspiracy theories. And here it is once again, conspiracy theory about suicide eventually being arranged suicide. Is it a murder of the blow whistler of Deutsche Bank? And it happened in Los Angeles this year. It's a fresh case, not a cold case. I'm going as well to compare with a few cold cases. I'm going back to another glasses. Sorry, guys. I'm going to compare with other cold cases of Deutsche Bank bankers that last 10 years they had suicide as kind of hobby. Unfortunately, I have to use that type of ironic humor. Sorry for the families, for the lost. And I feel really a suffering of the people that they are so caught into that suicide notes that definitely they are fake. I just feel I have to say in advance fake. That's me already channeling. Again, we go to the last. We are going to go timeline, but backwards. So we go to the last story that is the name of, that is the subject of our theme tonight, about Valentin Val Broeksmit. Broeksmit was the son of the famous banker executive in Deutsche Bank, and literally William Broeksmit. Uh, Eventually, that was, I do believe, his stepson was Valentin. And when literally his father, to be William Broeksmith, has had that suicide at the age of 58, 2014, January, I do believe. Look at the news. Departed at the age of 58. Sorry, guys, I still don't use the double screen, so I have just to show you something from the screen. And his son Valentin has found his laptop and all the infos that he has opened and tried to Google around his death, because something was telling him it's not just a death, it's arranged suicide. And literally it took him to open his computer laptop and find a jump of a bunch of mails literally of his father, with a lot of conspiracy informations, real informations that they could be used for a conspiracy theory to confirm the conspiracy of his son Valentin Broeksmith, that his father didn't die naturally. So that was one of the stories as well. I'm just going to compare. First, we go to his father to 2014, just to compare what was that really arranged. And then we return to Val Broeksmith. Guys, it will take me, the the spirits are taking me up and down. We are going back and forth, all these from 2014 till now 2022, and we are going literally to go back to the Val, because it's happening the same thing to Val, his son, because he was having this laptop. What was on the laptop so important and daring? Because he was exposing into the media publicly that he has the infos. He was literally publicly online, literally betting who can provide him more, like auction, provide him more money, because he wanted to sell these infos. So here it is. Let's go first from his father. What about William, dear spirits? William Broeksmith, the father of Val Broeksmith. Was he murdered? Wow. Yes, guys, look at the third part. Third party, yes. This was not a natural, it's reversed, this natural death, yes. And it's arranged from the company. Wow, wow, wow. Ten of Pentacle and Three of Cups. His, guys, this was a circle of his partners inside of the company that they wanted literally him not to tell the truth, and he was ready to release this burden with the Ten of Wands, all the secrets of the dirty money laundry of that company, Deutsche Bank, Ten of Pentacle, and they wanted literally his team workers, as he was executive there, they wanted to keep the secrets. So yes, that's the contract with the devil. It was so obvious. He found all these contract with the devil, with these globalist bankers involved in a lot of things. And yes, his death was not natural. It came reversed, this natural death card. Yes, as you see. And everybody knows. It's like a public secret. Everybody knows that this is a truth, that he was just released, executed. So that was the case of William. Again, we start from William. Let me put the time frame. So then we go as well the same year. Guys, everything happened in 2014 started with news being released, with as well another senior executive in Deutsche Bank, this time lawyer, suicide of his name is Calogero Gambino, found at his home in Brooklyn, New York, in October 2014. At the time of his death, Gambino was closely involved in negotiating legal issues for Deutsche Bank related to the alleged manipulation of the London interbank offered rate. So let's put his name as well in a time frame. 1 second. So we are checking Calogero, suicide as well. These were all friends and colleagues in the same bank, and they all had a suicide as a police report. I mean, if I am a policeman, I would be embarrassed to deliver this fake news. So let's see. Calogero, Gambino, was he murdered? Yes, he rejected. He rejected to keep quiet, as you see, and he knew so many things in the past time. So he just rejected. He wanted to stop closing these deals. He used to deal with a lot of dirty laundry as a lawyer, of course, of the Deutsche Bank, and of course he rejected to keep quiet. He just wanted to leave everything and be independent. And this was not a retired person, right? And yes, as well, they wanted to stop him, as you see, execution. They wanted to stop him not to tell to the media, right? Literally. And as well, seems like he wanted to change the company, the alliance, like to switch to another job, and as well to switch to another, probably a concurrence of that company, Deutsche Bank, and seems like they didn't let him go. He didn't care. He wanted to lose the job, even if it was less money, but he had that, like, the last call for the guiltiness as a lawyer at the end, like, of his career, like a senior. He wanted to do the right thing by having Ace of Cups, new alliance, new friendship, that in the past time he had as an offer. They gave the to Gambino the offer, but he rejected. And literally, he wanted to run away from Deutsche Bank. He was just fed up. I'm running away 7 once with judgment call. I don't want. And 4 of cups, I'm rejecting. I don't want to stay anymore here in this status of not doing anything. And even if I am as well, even if I am seems like I'm just going to say around him was a younger colleague in the teamwork, was a younger colleague that was literally uh, seducing him, and that was too late. She took some information from him, and literally he was already exposed to the media. This it was a leakage of information thanks to Calogero Gambino friend, and she eventually, that person, that young female, exposed Calogero Gambino that he's the one that going to expose the secrets, and she's the one. She was a rat, the person around Calogero Gambino. Yes, that was not a suicide. That was arranged death. Was that a natural suicide by his own actions? Calogero Gambino. No, he was judged. This was a teamwork. He was judged from his teamwork from a Deutsche Bank and the people they wanted to stop him. This was a pure bad karma because he was dealing with these bad guys. And yes, popping out the second card on the bottom is a work card. It's work team. This is done arranged from literally from his bank, Deutsche Bank. So then we have a case of Tom Bowers. Later on, after a few years, so we had the case of William Broeksmit and Calogero Gambino in same year, 2014, suicide, arranged suicide to look like it's a murder. And then we go to 2019, once more, Deutsche Bank executive, that was a William Broeksmith colleague, found 2019 this time. In November 2019, in Malibu, California, found dead. And they ruled his death as a suicide. Like how they rule it so fast? When everything is conspiracy theory, there is a red flag when they immediately they just make a concept of a suicide, not even doing the forensic like autopsy, right? Like what is this? Of course it's a red sign, red flag. Let's put the time frame from Bowers. So let's see. Bowers was one of the number of employees in the bank who controversially signed off billions of dollars worth of loan to Trump before he became president. Again, the loans came under scrutiny after other institutions turned down Trump's request for loan because of the history of declaring bankruptcy. Who declared the bankruptcy? This seems like a fake news, like arranged from the opposite party. Yes, that's what I felt. 2009, let's see, Tom Bowers, November 2019. Was it really suicide or was it a murder? I want to stop when I said murder. So here it is. First of all, there was on a hold. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. There was literally a dilemma. He was here literally having a dilemma. Should he stay supporting Trump? Uh, and as well, he was a former Deutsche Bank executive with his infos as a witness. He was having dilemma. Should he really talk against Trump? Because he was pressed as well and holding the his strategy was to prolong like decisions because he was scared. He knew that he could be the next one after 2014. Two bankers, his colleagues, has been murdered. and he was pressed. Should he support them, or should he support the opposite party? This was a little, I just heard party, like a party, political party. Was it little he was pressed from the opposite, that they belong to opposite party or opposition of Trump? Yes. Wow. And in the past, this happened, but he was rejecting. Wow. As well, there was holding the truth two times for Pentacle and Moon card, contract with the devil, that he was totally a witness of having a contract with the devil, and that's why he needed to fix it. It seems like he's connected directly to Tom Bower's 2019 with literal World Bank bankers, this devilish energy, preparing the global war as well. This guy had a lot of info to tell us because, again, guys, it's almost, we are entering 2019 November. It's just starting that crisis with Wuhan, with COVID. Yes, that's the moment, a new year when we start towards the new year of 2020, a month after, then it's starting everything to roll up. And here it is now when we are literally talking in 2022, it's the end of October and we are still stuck in the same energy of, we don't know who is the devil here, the secrets, the public secrets. People are, they're holding the truth from the people, and that's turned to a global war. And who are these people? Who are these people that literally provoke his death? Again, look at the death happened arranged in his um, in his house. Again, circle of his friends. Definitely somebody has. He was literally, there was person who was used, um, literally, to seduce him, one of his friends, to enter his house and willingly opening the door of his house to one of his friends as well, was as well the strategy of setting the execution meanwhile with together with his friends. And you can never escape up to the contract with devil. I must repeat, I don't like to repeat that word, but yes, they wanted to release him. They were scared that he's going to release the truth. And yes, he already has, as you see, he was already a former executive. The same like Valentine's, Val Broeksmit father. So yes, when they retired, they start to talk, and seems like they were afraid. Literally, they were afraid with what he would tell, and um, as well, they tried to push him to talk, to release the things against Trump, but as well, he knew too much. But as well, again, was he not ready to tell, to literally go against Trump? That's what I'm saying. I just felt that need to say, let's check up that question. Was Tom Bower pressed uh, to collaborate against Trump? Wow, yes, he had dilemma. Yes, of course. He was that literally playing just to take like an extra time. Remember that free once, like give me more time to make a decision because I'm still undecided. This guy was jongling between both sides. Like he was a lawyer for both political parties and for Trump, and I'm guessing for the next one, Biden. And that's where it's getting, that's where it's getting, because at one moment when he become the former, the retired, he wanted to play the game of a Queen of Swords, while all life he was just everybody's uh, tool for that laundry of the money. So, and he was with the Queen of Swords ready to tell it to media, right? So, was it the government arranged on Bower's execution? Yes, yes, because he was jungler. They were pushing him to be brave, but no, he wanted to keep up the secrets. He didn't want to literally be a rat for. They push him to like literally to talk against the Trump, but there's literally guys. Look at. uh, he was canceling the circle of his friends and like retiring, going from that bank and retiring from all as well. You know, when you're too long in this in the same surrounding in a company, your colleagues they become as well in the top of pyramid. Your colleagues they become you have always few good friends on the top of that pyramid, and you have shared a lot, and always the secrets they make that powerful strong bond between the people in the company and in the private life. And in this case he was not ready to release it. As you see, he was rather he wanted to release the circle of friends, and that's why he was in a rush to retire, just to not to be pushed from both sides. It was like at his age, like he just wanted to have that he needed a peace. It was too stressful to deal with the both sides. Like he was getting, I just heard he was getting older and didn't have enough energy to deal to be on both sides, being pressed from both sides. And as well, he was enough with he has contributed with the Seven of Pentacles a lot to all these people, like even the um, at this period ex President Trump, and then preparing for the new election. I do believe. Pardon if I mix, but I do believe yes. This is the end of 2019, starting of 2020, and he was just not ready to talk about anybody's tower moment. He didn't want to be a part of enjoying somebody's canceling. He was not that type of person. Tom Bowers, I feel his energy. He didn't want at all to be a part of execution of somebody. He didn't want to have a role of threat. That's what I felt. And that's why they punished him. So rest in peace, Tom Bower. Rest in peace, Calgary Gambino. Rest in peace, William Broeksmit. And finally, guys, unfortunately, uh, this year we should it's happened the same to Val Broeksmit, the son of William Broeksmith, that was on the start of this story, the first banker that had that suicide death note as well. So we are going to Valentine Broeksmith. What happened to him? In his case, there was because as well he was not retired banker. He was not a banker. He was not a lawyer. He was not into this corporate society ever. He was just like William Broeksmith, uh, trying to be divorced from his mother, like a strange son, and he was an artist in LA as well. Why they mentioned that he was as well artist and sometimes on drugs, and they literally use this against him, literally to cover the story suicide because of overdose. That is totally not true in this case. Again, we go for his story. Let me just put for a second the time frame. One second, apology. So let's see. Val Broeksmit. Wow. First of all, he was trying to escape. He was trying to escape and negotiate with these hitmen. And there was a missed opportunity. There was sent a people to execute him. These are little people who are paid to do that, the contract on the contract to kill, having alliances to kill. While and there was a missed opportunity, and literally he used that advantage of missed opportunity, running off from them. But then, as well, he was still determined to tell the truth. He was still talking for the media. So yes, it was a trap because he was still talking for the media, so they found him for a second time. Yes, once he has that runaway from a hitman, but the second time they found him. And that's what happened. How they found Val Broeksmith Wow. First, he was away, he was running as well. Seems like there was, I see two times, his new girlfriend was literally trying to find him, chatting with him over media, and literally that woman was there like a carrot, and that woman literally brought him, and that was really a kept secret that somehow I think somebody has found out in research already that he has literally exposed this secret, because seems like there is a knowledge about this. Did somebody research his mailbox? I mean, calls or mailbox or both. Definitely, there is really in his file there is information. This time it's the information that I just heard that we are going to hear as well if there is another missing person that could be connected to Val Broeksmit in future. There is like transfer informations to some woman, and I shouldn't talk about this. Let's protect that person. That's very interesting this case, because there is like look at a missed opportunity first time, then they called him out, and there was that person like let's gather, let's meet up, and literally that person was sent from somebody else. That person was definitely not his super fan, even if it was introduced as such. And that person brought the execution, starting with Hierophant card, finishing with the roll card. Unfortunately, he was betrayed from a trusted friend. And I said that there's fake friends. Somebody sold him out, literally. Again, there is information inside of Val Broeksmith telephone and mails. There is information. There is with the technology thing, a pages words. Information is coming from there, from the technology thing, and that information is postponed because somebody was not doing his duty as it requires the duty of that investigator or policeman. Somebody literally had there was a missed opportunity even at the end that they postponed the information after he's found in his body. Somebody was literally releasing the toxic evidence. Yes, that's why it seems like, oh my God, why was literally called out? He was found, first guy, while Broeksmith was found literally in a garden of the school after a long time being a missing person absent. And let's check up for a second just a headline about his case. So, the whistleblower of Deutsche Bank, Val Broeksmit, found dead in Los Angeles in April 2022. As well, this guy was recently trying being arrested by literally threatening, uh, allegedly threatening employees at his old residence, and was the residence where he was living with his girlfriend in his old apartment complex. It's interesting. He was trying a few times, insisting to go there and find something. Like he had definitely hiding something in a brewery artist complex. So let's see that thing as well. With the moment when he was arrested, he was carrying so-called the ghost gun when he was trying to re-enter secretly that complex, the where he was not anymore living. So earlier the same week before they found him dead, literally uh, as well he was discovered inside of a high school in Los Angeles, and there is no camera recording of when he entered or when was his body there inside of the yard of that school. So everything is weird. Who canceled this uh, with the caption of him entering and who was else with him. That's what I'm going to ask. So once again, let's see. Was something is something still in the brewery artist complex hidden? Wow. The informations of his father, yes, are still postponed. Yes. So yes, father. Yes, there were informations his father's boss, and literally he was postponing. Yes. And again, let's see. Was his ex-girlfriend where they were living in that brewery artist complex before? Was his ex-girlfriend trying to call him out for the yes, there were people who were watching, and she was literally his girlfriend, last girlfriend, who trying to manifest to call him out. So literally put him in a trap uh, while people were waiting. Pure trap. Look at person waiting for you. It's a trap. Show me. Wow. And you're his ex-girlfriend. You're only one that you can literally pull him out from his shadow because he was literally missing person. He was hiding at that moment. And yes, all of these cards, unfortunately, I have 3 times 10 card. It was a time for him to go. And yes, he was released because of he was gambling with information about this big corporate society, Deutsche Bank. Look at, and people literally they didn't want all these banker system. They don't want. There's a lot of money. They have a reverse scam card. We don't want evidence to be shown as well. We don't want you to connect us with the contract with the devil. Very simple. Uh, again, uh, did they kill him? Did Val Broeksmit first he rejected to show them the information? Yes. It seems like he was making appointments, but as well he didn't bring the material that he said. Like he was giving them always the teaser. So let's see again. Was Val Broeksmit still alive when he was brought to the school, Woodrow Wilson High School? Wow, wow, wow. No, that is a setup, guy. Toxic Nine of Swords setup of the people who killed him, a hitman. It's a total setup. It's just a range, not to be literally judged from a society. It was a range. So yes, as well. The proof is when they cancel the camera, the technology. When they mess up with the camera, the technology support of the high school. This is a proof as well that they literally just fake it. Yes, he was on another place um, executed just for the sake of the community. They wanted to show up like we are not awake, that we are not we are not responsible. It's not Deutsche Bank. It's like he was just having contract with his drugs. But the drugs are not happening here. It's not that thing. Like I said, it's something else. Something else. And him trying to run away with this judgment car and then trying to reconcile by a teaser call or text. I do believe text, then a call, because few times he would change, he would check the mails from different locations. He was very careful, but as well he was avoiding the telephone calls. But this arranged teaser mail, like meet me here and there, like from a literally a girlfriend that he knew, literally seems like this was a trap. Again, when the people are running, I mean, they should have a really pure discipline. So the only very disciplined people they can survive in that hidden mode, right? Again, was he really running for drugs? Uh, was he hoping to get the drugs with the help of that friend? They're trying to promote it, but guys, it's coming reverse. It's really coming reverse the truth. So it's not that thing. and they just wanted to fake that the company, to arrange not to look that company is guilty for his death. And yes, again, again is repeating. It's literally postponed his death was arranged somewhere else than just his body was put inside of this complex. So this is really tiring and so dumb when they're repeating this. They're so brutal that they're not even caring to have to give some creative story about disappearance of anybody from a Deutsche Bank. And is that so boring in the concept of the boring and not creative, greedy, materially bankers? Probably yes, I would say. I'm not ironic. I'm just channeling the thing. It's not my spirit to be ironic. I'm just realistic in channeling. I'm not selling the fairy tales. I just hear things and I see it as a picture. So literally, again, I'm just this story is not closed. I just heard the story is not closed. Will there be a justice for all these victims of Deutsche Bank? First of all, still on a hold. Wow, still early. We we have to wait. Two wands and three wands. This contract with the devil. Hmm. Yes, it's toxic. There are so many people who are literally involved in this and being hurted. It's not the last one. Uh, again, guys, and Tom Bowers and William Broeksmit and Val Broeksmit and Calogero Gambino, they're not the only one. There is more than that. And this all circle of colleagues, the fake information surge will be crashing. It seems like everything is crashing now with the start of the war, and uh, tarot card cover explained with the world and exposing to a medias literally as well. There we are going to hear more in the season at the end of the year in the season of Sagittarius. We are going to hear more, unfortunately, more things about missed opportunity to serve this truth and unfortunately new victims. So be aware of this, and the people who are want to talk, just be careful because playing with the devil doesn't take you to a better place. But again, I hope all people can be brave enough. Like these few good people, they were brave enough and daring to go against the contractors on a global level with the devil. Guys, this will be added. Again, here it is the time frame, and the justice will be served as we see towards the end of the year. We're going to have more news again, more conspiracy theories, and more mystery cases of so called suicide. I mean, at least, guys, when I'm talking now, can you change the style of information when you're executing somebody? Like, can you be a little bit creative more? Because it's not nice first to play with the public opinion. People, they know the real truth. And can you serve the some different story about the cause of the death? I wanted to say, I apologize again to the families of that they had lost of all these four cases from Deutsche Bank, and there is more. I just hear there is more. The story is not over, and we are going to hear two more stories till the end of the year, unfortunately. So be careful, whoever is ready to spread the news, just be careful. Double protected. That's what I heard. You need to be double protected. So let me just put the timestamp. Guys, welcome your comments under the video as well. The new link you're welcome to send me with the possible new cases. If I have missed something, I'm ready to update with other cases of the mystery of the Deutsche bankers having the suicide syndrome. So I'm just going to rename this video as well. This video will be added in the playlist Justice Will Be Served. So welcome to check. Both Stop the War about the global World War III as well. Justice will be served. And I hope that the justice will be served for William, Val, Calogero, and Tom Bowers, and that the Deutsche Bank and the executive and the executors, the killers, will be brought to justice. I'm going to rename it for a second. Who killed Val Broeksmit? And guys, as well, I'm going to hashtag the names of the other on the list. Arrow. Forward. Is edit the two playlists. Stop War and Justice Will Be Served as well, guys. Welcome to check the both lists as well. Don't forget to share with your community. Thank you for your support, for your PayPal donations, supporting this channel last 2 years, and we are still doing the volunteer work researching the conspiracy theories, missing people, and I hope that justice will be served. Peace and love. Meanwhile, pray that the war can stop.